here's a lovely Indian-inspired beetroot salad. Now you can use black lentils as a base for this recipe, or this is something that I've come across recently that tastes so good. Very similar to a lentil, these are black urid. So you cook them for roughly the same amount of time, but you do need to soak them. Or if you really want to cook them fast, you can pressure cook them, and that's what I'm going to do. Now into my pressure cooker, I'll add these. I've given them a really good rinse, so in they go. And into this, we're going to add just 2 flavours. So 1 bay leaf and some garam masala. I love garam masala. So just 1 small half teaspoon, sprinkle that in. And just like you're cooking lentils, you don't want to season this. You want to season it after it's cooked. We'll cover this with some cold water. Lid on, lock that, and that's going to cook 15 to 20 minutes. So once that comes up to pressure, we'll turn it down and then we'll allow it to keep cooking. Essentially, these are used to make dal, so they're going to be creamy and soft. If you want them to be a little harder, just cook them a little less. So over in this pot, I've been cooking some beetroot. So they're about a medium-sized beetroot, and I've cooked them for about 1 hour in the water until they're tender. So what I'm going to do now is just allow them to cool slightly, peel them, and then cut them into quarters. Okay, so I've peeled the beetroot. I did use gloves because they do stain a lot, and I have cut them into quarters. So they're still nice and warm, and the urid lentils are ready. So let's have a look. And I've allowed them to cool slightly in my pressure cooker. You can see how they've split slightly. That's their nature, and they are so creamy. So you can see why these make a fantastic dal. So we'll pop them into our presentation plate, and I need to season them. Very important to add some salt. So we'll use 3 or 4 ladlefuls just as the base and spread them out. To this we'll add our pinch of salt, and that's the base of our warm salad. Now to bring this all together, we need to inject some more flavour, and this is how I do it, using ghee, spices and curry leaves. So into a pan, just on a high heat, we'll melt our ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. It means there's no milk solids in it, which means if you're on a paleo diet, you can enjoy it. And it also means we can cook this at a high heat without it burning. So I've got a good amount of ghee in here. About a tablespoon's worth is what I'm after. And while that's heating up, I'll slice half a red onion. So this is quite large, we only need half. Just cut that into thin slices, and we can pop this into our hot ghee. It's nothing better than ghee melting in a pan with onions. Best smell ever. We'll add some salt. Also curry leaves. Now you can use dried curry leaves if you like, or if you can get your hands on some fresh ones, by all means use them. And just from the top of the stalk, work your way down, and you'll see the leaves just come off straight away. They usually come in quite large bunches, so if you've got any leftovers, you can just pop them in the freezer. They freeze really, really well. And I'm adding a generous amount. So you'll see that these start to wilt down. Cover them in our ghee, and pour a few spices. So I have a combination of mustard seeds, about a teaspoon, and we'll sprinkle them in. And then I've got some ground chilli powder. Now I don't want to add that yet because I don't want it to burn. So what we're after is this to start popping, and once it starts popping, we can add the chilli and remove this off the heat. And we can place our beetroot on top now. So just spread them around. I love that pop of purple. So good. Back over here to our onions and the ghee mixture. It's popping, it smells good. So just with a spoon, we're going to spoon this over, and this injects all the flavour to all this yumminess. So you can imagine just serving this as a side dish to a curry feast. So good. Not traditional at all. In fact, it's quite modern, but it works a treat, particularly if you love beetroot and lentils. And you can see I've still got a little bit of melted ghee here. Don't waste it. We're just going to drizzle that over the top. This is definitely one of those salads that you don't serve cold. It has to be served warm, as is with some roti or as part of a feast. It's sure to be a winner.